The diplomatic chamber aboard the neutral station Convergence fell silent as Warlord Thexkar's massive form rose from his seat. His forearms spread wide in a gesture of dominance, each limb ending in claws that could rend steel. The assembled representatives from 17 different species shifted nervously, all except one. Commander Sarah Chen remained perfectly still, her hands folded calmly on the crystalline table. She was the smallest being in the room by far, her species having only recently joined the Galactic Council. Yet something about her stillness made the massive Carathian warlord pause. "Humans," Thexkar rumbled, his voice like grinding stone. "Your pathetic little world dares to refuse tribute to the Carathian Empire. Do you comprehend what you have done?" The other delegates watched with a mixture of fascination and horror. The Carathians had conquered 47 star systems in the past decade. Their bioengineered warriors were unstoppable forces of nature, each one capable of single-handedly devastating entire cities. No species had ever successfully resisted them. Sarah's lips curved into the faintest of smiles. "We comprehend perfectly." "Warlord." Thexkar's mandibles clicked in agitation. "Then you understand that your species will be harvested. Your young will serve as slaves, your adults as cattle. Your cities will burn, and your resistance will be crushed beneath our might." Though Centaurian delegate Ambassador Velnari shifted her crystalline appendages nervously. She had witnessed 3 species accept Carathian dominion rather than face extinction. The logical choice was obvious. Perhaps, Velnari ventured carefully, the humans would benefit from understanding the full scope of Carathian military capability. "Oh, we understand it quite well," Sarah interrupted gently. Her dark eyes never left Thexkar's face. 7 billion bio-warriors, adaptive genetic modifications, weapons that can crack planets, starships the size of moons. Did I miss anything important? Thexkar's 4 eyes narrowed. "You speak as if these facts amuse you, human. In a way, they do." Sarah leaned back in her chair, completely relaxed. "Would you like to know why?" The warlord's massive frame tensed. In his experience, only 2 types of beings showed such confidence when facing overwhelming force: those too stupid to understand their situation or those who knew something he didn't. Humans, unfortunately, had already proven themselves disturbingly intelligent. "Speak," he commanded. "Well," Sarah began conversationally, "your intelligence is quite impressive. You've correctly identified our military capabilities, or rather our lack thereof. 12,000 active starships, mostly converted, mining vessels. No bio-warriors, no planet crackers. By any reasonable metric, we should surrender immediately." The assembled delegates nodded. This was simple mathematics. "But here's what your intelligence missed," Sarah continued, her smile widening slightly. 3 days ago, when your ultimatum reached Earth, something interesting happened. Every major news network broadcast the story. 7 billion humans learned that an alien warlord was threatening their home. Thexkar's mandibles twitched. "Your point? My species has a saying, 'Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.' But we have another one that's even more relevant. Don't poke the sleeping giant." Sarah's eyes glittered with something that made even the massive Carathian take a step back. "You didn't just threaten our government, Warlord. You threatened our children, our families, our home." The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees. "In the 72 hours since your message arrived," Sarah continued in the same pleasant tone, "some remarkable things have happened. Our greatest military minds, people who've spent decades studying warfare, started working together. Our scientists began sharing research they'd kept secret for national security reasons. Our engineers started retrofitting every spacecraft we own. She paused, letting the implications sink in. But most importantly, our teenagers got involved. Do you know what human teenagers are capable of when they're angry? They hacked into your communication networks. All of them. They've been monitoring your fleet movements, your supply lines, your command structures. Right now, as we speak, they're probably breaking into systems you didn't even know were vulnerable. Thexkar's confidence wavered for the first time in decades. Impossible! Our encryption was designed by a species that's never met humans. Sarah's voice remained calm, but her smile turned predatory. You see, we have something your other conquests lacked. We're not just angry. We're creatively, innovatively, impossibly angry. We've had 2 world wars, dozens of smaller conflicts, and centuries of competition to refine the art of creative destruction. She stood slowly, her small frame somehow commanding the attention of every being in the room. Your bio-warriors are impressive, but they're designed to fight conventional armies. Ours won't be conventional. Your starships are powerful, but they're built for straightforward combat. We don't fight straightforward. The warlord's 4 arms trembled slightly. You would sacrifice billions for pride? Not for pride, Sarah corrected. For each other. You threatened our home, Warlord. Now you're about to learn why every predator on Earth that's bigger and stronger than us is either extinct or endangered. She leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper that somehow carried to every corner of the room. Humanity doesn't lose. Wars, Warlord. We might lose battles, but we don't lose wars. We're too stubborn, too creative, and too angry to stay down. We'll fight you with weapons you've never imagined, tactics you've never encountered, and a fury you've never faced. The silence stretched for long moments. Finally, Thexkar spoke, his voice smaller than before. What are your terms? Sarah's smile returned to its earlier pleasantness. Simple. You leave, all of you. You forget Earth exists, and we'll forget this conversation happened. And if we refuse? The human's dark eyes held depths that seemed to contain the cold of space itself. Then you'll discover why, despite being one of the youngest species in the galaxy, we're the only ones who've never been successfully conquered. As the Carathian fleet departed the system 6 hours later, Ambassador Velnari approached the human commander. How? She asked simply. Sarah's smile was almost gentle. Because sometimes the best way to win a war is to convince your enemy that fighting it would be the worst mistake they've ever made. She paused at the chamber's exit. Besides, everything I told him was true. We really are too angry, too stubborn, and too creative to lose. We just don't usually have to prove it.